Alright, so it's been a while now, and I apologize. This was not meant to be such a big break. You see, about 2 months ago, I started playing retail, which I'm still not sure whether it was a good idea or not. You see, when I started playing retail, I had one thing in mind. Okay, I had two things in mind. I wanted to firstly experience Legion without stressing my character into raiding, and I know that raiding takes a lot of stress all of a sudden, like a lot of focus. But after that, I do want to get into raiding. At the time, I had a lot of time to play vanilla, but after trying to reach my second goal, a lot of the time was consumed. I had to make alts so that I could gain more personal experience through raiding with them, because obviously, since I started playing the last patch of the expansion, I have a lot of things to catch up to. So originally my mage was ranged, I made a druid which healed, and then I made two melee DPSers, which is kind of my main thing. I don't know why I went with mage as my, I don't know. And needless to say, all this considered, I have been very consumed. So is this my excuse? No, not really. And I'm not trying to make one either here. I'm just saying how it is. I'm prioritizing retail over vanilla. So for those of you who cared about my vanilla videos, which there aren't many, so yeah, I openly admit that vanilla is hard. but not in the way that you might think. I now see it. I actually see it. It's hard, and it's not hard. Basically, it's not Dark Souls hard. If you've ever played Dark Souls, you know what I'm talking about. But it's mentally challenging, especially when you have retail, which is supposedly easier in some ways, and more convenient rather. It's really a challenge mentally to play vanilla. And for those of you who love it enough to make it to level 60 and after that even grind gear, I respect you. I respect you a lot. So what happened? Why all of a sudden did it become harder? Basically, I found more fun in retail than I did in vanilla. Now you have to realize that I've done kind of all the vanilla quests already. Since I played like 7 years of my life span, I played Wrath of the Lich King. The quests haven't really changed since vanilla, so I kind of on both Horde and Alliance side. I don't have much new to experience. So with that being said, half of the vanilla experience is kind of gone for me. I'm not saying I didn't Google the quests. I'm not saying that I couldn't have done it without add-ons, etc. But it wasn't there, the feeling, you know? Now, this is very truthful what I'm about to say. The only time I actually had fun, well, I had fun in other times as well, but the main fun I had in this vanilla experience was really the dungeon I did. The Scarlet Monastery dungeon runs I did with that group, it was really nice. You see, and on retail, there's a mentality where you're like, okay, I'm participating in this raid, dungeon, or whatever. I should get loot. That's kind of the mindset, you know. While you still have that kind of thing in vanilla, in vanilla, there's people tolerate mistakes on another level. And I kind of just like that mentality a lot more. For instance, on retail, whenever there's a wipe in a raid, people just leave. If you wipe in a raid that you have joined, then you're most likely going to have to end the raid. Because people just leave. And I've seen this so many times. So many times I wanted to progress something like the previous tier boss on Heroic with random people. They just can't stand it. I was there for like 3 hours. Some other people were there also for 3 hours and before I joined till the end. But that didn't matter. People expect things to just go smoothly, to be carried, to be not pulling their weight, more or less. And that kind of pisses me off on retail. So I've said a lot of good things about how the mindset in vanilla was, but still I choose retail. Like, what? You see, when you have two things to compare, and on one hand, vanilla, you don't have anyone you know. And on the other hand, you have some people that you know on retail. I kinda have to go with retail because I know people there and it generates more fun that way. Overall, vanilla gives a better social interaction. I totally agree. But for me on retail, it kind of gives me more because I know people there already. Now, if I knew people on this vanilla server, I think I would have had the blast. I think I just would have continued, of course. But I kind of don't. And those people that I queued up with the dungeon on vanilla, while it was really fun to see that chit chat that never happens on retail, not even in raids, barely in raids. It has happened sometimes, not always. It was refreshing, it was fun. But I can still get that chit chat in my guild on retail. So that's kind of why I chose retail over vanilla. It wasn't because vanilla is boring, it's fun in its own way. But retail, just for me, is more fun. Now, this does not mean that I'm suddenly not going to support WoW Classic or whatever. Not that my voice counts that you get it, you know. If Blizzard didn't listen to like Soda Poppin and Asmongold for this long, I mean, why would I care about me? So with that being said, I don't think I'm ever going to play my Warlock ever again on that server. Another part that played a big role in this is obviously because this private server will shut down whenever WoW Classic comes, and so they should. But it feels like if I put any progression on that character right now, it's going to kind of feel like it's wasted. So there's my general view on how my vanilla experience was, and why I simply think retail is more fun for me. It's not rocket science. It's not about raids difficulty. It's not about mythic existing. It's not anything like that. It's just the social interaction I have with people that I already know and am going to bond with. But again, this could have been said like weeks ago. I'm sorry. I wanted to be also sure, but also of course I was lazy. So there's that. Furthermore, I'm going to continue making some videos, not that much, if anyone cares, probably not, but I'm going to say it anyways, and we'll see what the future brings, you know, we'll see. So, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, I hope you have a great morning, evening, night, whatever it is, and remember to hug a random person in public so that they can sue you for sexual harassment. Thank you for watching, bye bye.